Hey guys, what's up? It's Megan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be making a video about a question that a subscriber left for me in one of my videos. The question is, how do you help support somebody that has bipolar disorder? Basically, like, what are you supposed to do when you love somebody and they clearly have mental illness and they're unwilling to take medication or unwilling to get help? These can be extremely difficult waters to navigate, and there's no clear path. There's no right and wrong. It's literally just like figuring it out in the moment. And I would say I can give some tips from the perspective of, I have bipolar disorder and kind of how my friends and family went about things and kind of like what worked and what didn't work. So when I was first diagnosed, I had all these behaviors which led to my diagnosis, these manic behaviors, and then obviously the suicidal depression before that. So before I was diagnosed, a lot of my friends and family thought that I was just like acting crazy on purpose, or that I was completely in control of the decisions that I was making, and that wasn't the case. This is Remy. People were really hard on me when I was manic because I wasn't diagnosed yet. And, to some people, manic behavior looks like, manic behavior is reckless and it is like very intense, and the person that you know turns into a person that you don't know, and things can spiral out of control really quickly. There can also be substance abuse, drug abuse, all those types of things. And it's just very difficult. So let me start by saying, as hard as it is to hear this, the only person that can help get someone that has bipolar disorder well is that person themselves. Nobody can shove medication down their throat. Nobody can force them to do anything they don't want to do. As human beings, we all have free will. And I feel like when friends and family push too hard to try to force someone that has bipolar disorder to get help, at least from my perspective, it was hard when everyone's telling me you need help, but I'm looking around at my family members and I'm like, well, you have a drinking issue and you're not a saint, and I felt attacked. It didn't feel like a loving, let's get you help. It felt very judgmental and it felt very unloving, which pushed me the other way. It pushed me to the streets, which was even more dangerous. Let go. This is my daughter Lola. Being a mom of a 3-nager and a 1-year-old is a lot. The house is messy, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Love being a mom. But yeah, sorry, this video is gonna be a little distracted. But there is nothing you can do to get a person to be sober, to take medication. All you can do is be a strong, unwavering support, like a pillar. You're always there, standing strong. That means that you need to have boundaries yourself. Like, for example, let's just say your friend has bipolar disorder, but your own life is very stressful and you're dealing with other things, and your friend who has bipolar disorder is having an episode and they're making really terrible choices and it's really giving you a lot of anxiety and stress. It's okay to take a step back. Honestly, when someone is very manic, they're not going to notice much. Like, they're in a completely different headspace that most people could never understand. So you taking a step back to take care of your mental health, whether that means like getting therapy, just having space from that person, you can always come back together. During my manic episodes, there was definitely lots of space between me and a lot of my really, really good friends who I'm friends with to this day. But they were on their own path. Like, for example, so my best friend, when I was having my worst manic episode, she was pregnant and, you know, starting her... Hey, I'm making a video, honey.
Mommy.
Do you want to be in the video?
My sticker, Mommy.
You want stickers?
Yeah.
Okay, go get them. They're right over there. I see them. And I want you to build me a tower. So my best friend was pregnant at the time, and I was very manic. I was on the streets, and then I got diagnosed, and then I got depressed again, then I got manic again, then I stopped taking my medications, and then I ended up needing to go to a treatment facility on the East Coast. And this was like at least a 2-year period where I barely had any communication with my best friend, who was the maid of honor in my wedding. I mean, she's my best friend, but like, I'm dealing with a diagnosis of a severe mental illness. I'm going through all this stuff. She's a new mom. It just, our lives went this way. But then once I got well and started to like take my medication and focus on my wellness and what's best for me, then we were able to come back together, and now we're closer than ever, you know? So, I mean, when you're manic and you have bipolar disorder, really quick, you're gonna find out who actually cares about you and who actually was always a rent-a-friend, always a drinking buddy, always a, you know, those things become very clear when you go through something as severe as getting diagnosed with a mental illness. And the other thing I wanna say is, you, as the friend or family member of somebody that has bipolar disorder, you need to have compassion. How would you like to get diagnosed with a mental illness? Yeah, it's not very fun. It's not very easy to accept. It's not very like, oh, yay, yippee, I have bipolar disorder. Neat. Can't wait to take medication. Can't wait to deal with the stigma. Can't wait for, I mean, it is very hard. So I understand, as the friend or family member, it is scary. You are getting impatient. You are getting frustrated. You are doing all these things. Your friend or family member having bipolar disorder really has nothing to do with you. I know you want to help. I know you want to, you know, do everything you can, but the more you push, the more you poke, the more you prod, the more you suggest, the more you give unsolicited advice, like, the worse, honestly, it's going to make it. The best thing you can do, which I know is hard, is to be completely selfless and to be a pillar of strength and a pillar of support. If the bipolar friend or family member isn't like listening and taking your advice and taking medication, tell that person, you know, let's pretend her name's Susan. Susan has bipolar type 1 disorder. Susan is making terrible choices, spending a bunch of money. She's doing drugs. She's hanging out with people. She's making manic behaviors that are making you, the friend or family member, scared and uncomfortable. How I would handle that is, Susan, you know I love you. You know I'm always going to be here for you. That's never going to change. You're making decisions in your life that are making me scared and making me stressed out, and it's very hard to sit back and watch. And I want you to know that I will always be there for you. I will always have your back. Whenever you're ready to get help or to get therapy or to take things in a positive direction for your mental health, I will be there 1,000% of the way. But until then, I need to take a step back. And so I know people had to take a step back from me when I was manic, which is like totally understandable. I get it. And honestly, at the time, I was so far gone mentally that like I didn't even notice. So people taking space when someone's manic, the manic person most likely doesn't care because they're so manic that stuff like that just doesn't matter. I mean, I know everybody's different, but for me, when I've been at my highest mania, I wouldn't even notice someone taking space for me. So as the friend or family member, keep talking too fast, as the friend or family member of the person who has bipolar disorder or any mental illness, The best thing you can do is to take care of your mental health, create space if that's necessary. And also, this is a hard one because I know people out there are fixers. They see their friend or family member with bipolar disorder and they want to fix it. They want you to do this and do that and take medication, and this is what you need to do. This is the book you need to read. The best thing you can do for the person that has bipolar disorder is hold space and hold love for them and be patient. I know in this country, day and age, patience is not something that a lot of people possess, but if you truly love that person that has bipolar disorder, if you truly love them as a human being, you need to have patience and you need to be compassionate. And imagine yourself getting diagnosed with a severe mental illness. It's not like a compliment. It's not like, oh, I just won $1 million. It's like, no, you have a lifetime mental illness that you're going to be dealing with for the rest of your life. You're going to need to take medication to stay stable. That was a huge hard pill for me to swallow, no pun intended. But I was very much like against medication. I'm like, I don't want to take medication. I don't want to be on this shit for the rest of my life. Like, no, thank you. So accepting medication was probably one of my more difficult things that I dealt with when it came to my diagnosis. But it's so funny because now I just view my medications as vitamins and supplements for my brain. Like there was so much shame attached to psychiatric medication, antidepressants, stuff like that. Back in 2017, when I was like correctly diagnosed, and in 2016, I was dealing with the suicidal depression, and my mom, my dad, my husband, like all the doctors, they're like, you need to take an antidepressant, like you're severely depressed, like, you know, we don't want you to kill yourself, basically. But I had so much shame with taking medication. Like I would not do it. I would not fucking budge. So now, being someone that takes my medication every day, every night, every morning, don't miss a day, I'm so accepting of my illness that I'm grateful for my medication. It really, really helps me. You know, I was, you know, bipolar.
Here, Mommy, I go to
Okay, we're gonna go to CrossFit here in a little bit. I forgot what I was just saying, but yeah, I mean, just try to be empathetic and imagine, you know, getting diagnosed with any illness isn't fun, and, you know, getting the news that you're more than likely going to need to be on medication for the rest of your life is really hard to accept. You know, I really feel, this is just my personal opinion, again, I'm not a doctor. If someone can live a stable life without medication, then they probably don't have bipolar disorder. People that truly have bipolar disorder, particularly, I'll speak for myself, bipolar type 1 disorder, if I go off my medication, it won't be long before I'm not sleeping. It won't be long before things start getting kooky. It won't be long till, I mean, the snowball will just keep increasing down the hill. And I've already played that game once. I feel like this is also fucked up to say, but bipolar people typically have to like play the game of like, I take medication. No, I'm not taking the medication. Okay, now we're back on the medication. Okay, there's this like back and forth and this denial of like, I don't need this shit. They do. People with bipolar type 1 disorder need medication, and you can't tell me otherwise. Again, I'm not a doctor, but yeah, if you have schizophrenia, if you have bipolar type 1 disorder, if you have schizoaffective disorder, I mean, all these disorders, like, yeah, if you're not taking your medication, you might end up in the psych ward. And I mean, that sounds kind of like a funny joke, but like, no, that's serious. Like, that's how it is. Like, and I know that's how it would be for me. And like, obviously, why I'm so successful, it's taken years to get here. I definitely went through my period of like, I don't believe I'm bipolar. I'm stopping my meds, you know, drinking. I mean, just, I went through all my shit, but to get to this place where I have no shame in taking medication. Like I said, just like such a good way to look at it is like, we take vitamins and supplements, and there's like literally no shame in taking vitamins and supplements. So why is there all this like guilt and shame with taking psychiatric medication? It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you less than. Some of us, our brain chemicals are just different and wired different, and we need different medicines to get things on a good path so you can live a normal, healthy, happy life. So yeah, I hope this helps. Forgive me, I can't remember the name of the person that asked me to make this video, but if you watch this video, comment if there's any other topics of videos you want me to make. I'd be happy to. Probably at this point, I would be more motivated to make videos if people out there are asking me to, or asking specific questions on videos. Like, I'm happy to. Like, I'm just here at the house with my daughters. Like, I mean, I'm happy to, you know, answer those types of questions. And yeah, I'm really thankful that like people out there look up to me, and you know, that just truly means the world to me. That I'm so grateful that I've been making videos for several years, and that it's impacting people and helping people feel less alone. And you know, people seeing that I'm a mom now, it's very, very cool.
It's my iPad.
It's your iPad. Can you come say bye-bye to the video?
Bye-bye, video.
Okay, say it again. Say bye-bye video.
Bye-bye, video.
Bye-bye video.
See you later.
See you later. Super.
Super, Mommy.
I love when she does that. So just to recap before I turn the camera off, be patient. Don't think about yourself and your own feelings. If you're in that space, you need to go get therapy, okay? Sometimes we need therapy to deal with loved ones. That's fine. Be patient, be unwavering, be unconditional support, be waiting there for them when they're in the psych ward, when they're in treatment, when they're doing positive things to get well. Be there. Be right there, front and center, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's awkward. Be there. And if you need to take space, take it. Space doesn't mean you're a bad friend or a bad family member. Space is necessary for lots of things, not just the situation. Taking space, there's nothing wrong with it. I get it. If you're watching a friend or family member self-destruct, it's very hard to watch. So, like I said earlier in the video, let that person know how much they mean to you, how much you love them, and you know, just tell them that like, I will always be here for you, but the decisions that you're making right now are really, really hard to watch. If, you know, you could like, you know, you could be like, maybe we could go see a doctor together, or maybe we could go to a support group together, or maybe we could go to Barnes and Noble and pick out a book on mental illness and read it and see if there's any like correlation. I don't know. Everyone's so different, to each their own. And just go easy on yourself. These are the hardest waters to navigate, to know what to say, what to do, what not to do, what not to say. I mean, it's a lot. So be patient, you know, pray. Prayer helps a lot. Meditate, exercise, go on walks. I mean, just do things that make you, you know, energize, and do things that make you happy from the inside out. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't be the support that the bipolar person needs. You know, when I went through all my stuff, a lot of the people in my life, they were so burnt out by my bad choices that they were constantly calling me and attacking me and yelling at me and saying, you're doing this and you're doing that and you're fucking up your life. And it just literally, it made it worse. Something I want you to understand is stress is bad for everybody, but stress on a person that has bipolar disorder will take them to the next level. And sometimes the next level is death, because for me, the next level was homelessness on the streets. I put myself in hella situations that I'm surprised that I lived through. I was around drug people. I was around a lot of really scary shit. And, you know, I was manic, so I didn't see the consequences. So, yeah. Bipolar disorder is just a very, it's a tough illness. But if I can get through all the shit I've been through, and I know all y'all have been watching all my videos, I've been through hella shit. You can get through it too, you know? Just stay the course, baby steps, one foot in front of the other. Some days are gonna be harder than others. On the really, really hard days, 1 second at a time, 1 hour at a time, you know? I've had those moments where like, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. And that's okay, you know? So, but I made it here. I have my happily ever after. I'm a mother of 2 daughters, stay-at-home mom, absolutely love my life, take my medications every day. I do CrossFit 5 times a week. We go to the Y. I do weights there, walk. My girls love it there. You know, we love spending time with family. A lot of those family relationships have been healed. There were a lot of family relationships that were absolutely decimated with my mental illness diagnosis and my manic episodes. And those relationships are very slowly starting to, you know, get a little bit better. So it's not the end of the road for you if you're watching this video, okay? You will get to the place where I'm at, but it's going to take time. I know that is the worst thing you want to hear. Nobody wants to hear that, oh, you'll feel better, but like in 3 years. I know that's like messed up to say, but like, it's true. Like when I was feeling those feelings of despair of like, when am I ever gonna feel better? Like life is so horrible. Like I don't see any way out of this mess. Everyone hates me, you know, nobody likes me. I don't like myself. I didn't see a path to getting to where I am right now. I did not see a path. And I'm not a very religious person, but I do believe in God, and I do believe God carried me through that time. And I believe that God had me walk through that for lots of reasons, but a huge part of it was to weed a bunch of people out of my life. I had a lot of people in my life at the time that I thought were my friends that were not. And it was very necessary for them to get out of my life. You know, God's in rooms and sees things and conversations said about you that you don't see. And so he will purposefully remove those people from your life because he knows they're no good for you. And so those people had to go. And then just the way things were going, like I really wanted to become a mom. And then like I suddenly, you know, surprisingly was able to get pregnant after 5 years of infertility. And then like the stars aligned for us to buy a house and to move an hour away from where I used to live. So I really feel like I've been able to have a fresh start. That's another suggestion I would make for someone that's really struggling with bipolar. Move. Move like 2 hours away, honestly. Just get a fresh start, meet new people. You know, all those people that were in your life pre-diagnosis and pre-manic episode, not all those people are meant to walk with you to the next phase of your life. So anyways, I'm rambling at this point. Hope this video helped. If you're enjoying my videos, please like and subscribe and let me know if I can help you with anything else.